You know, that's actually kind of adorable. Does a little juggling trick. That's cool. But I didn't exactly check what this switch did when it's fully depressed. Oh god! So many ropes! I can make a very dirty joke, but I don't think I really should! Since I'm here with bombs, I want to try something else. That being... the... It is possible! Good thing I decided to try it. Oh... That's gonna be super handy. That is the fire rod, aka the thing which makes the lantern obsolete. Fire rod throws a projectile. It costs a lot of mana, but it also lights any and all braziers that it comes across. And it effectively makes it so that we could deal with this puzzle out here really, really quickly. Because at the end of the day, all we need to do is step 1, face toward this way, step 2, voila! Thus, more HP. Excellent. And you know what? Instead of buying the shield, I think I'm gonna get the better armor. You got a special tunic to decrease normal and magic damage. It's weak against electrical attacks, though. That's good to know. So in other words, don't slash at jellyfish. I already try not to, so that's not too much of an issue. But anyway, back to your regularly scheduled dungeoneering. And immediately glad at the fact that I bought the armor as opposed to the shield, because holy shit, I am having a lot less issues with HP. That, and because it's a little tricky to gauge distance sometimes, it's also giving me a means of properly dealing with enemies, because I'm running into a few different issues on occasions where I end up being all like, oh shoot, I am way too close and I'm getting hit, or I am just barely out of your reach and I'm missing my attacks. Granted, I was like this with the original Link to the Past too, but even still, the original Link to the Past had a kind of a means of buffering against that, in the fact that you could constantly swing and change direction. Maybe original Link to the Past didn't let you do that. I don't know. But more often than not, if I found that I was mashing the button and missing my swings, I would just change direction, and one of those would eventually work. Actually, curiosity. They thought of everything. It won't go up the staircase. Genius. Like, especially if you're swiping at enemies below you, the perspective is a little tricky to hit with. It feels like you have to be a lot closer than you think you need to be with the sword in order to actually hit something with it. If that makes sense. Also, I think we're permanently back because, well, we've effectively caught up to where we once were. About freaking time. Because at this point, we have close to everything that we had before, if not everything. I don't think we investigated this northern door. There's an anti-fairy, which we can't exactly do anything with. Maybe if we had, say, magic powder, we'd be able to do something, but as is, not so much. Okay, that leads there. This leads here. That's two different pits. Let's not touch either of them. Considering the last pit that I fell into bricked the game, I'm a little nutty and paranoid now. Can you blame me? Ow. And composite ass. Yay. Let's see, what does the map look like? Answer, I think we can go south here. And to the people who may or may not be annoyed with me saying composite ass, I actually do have a reason behind it. Specifically because compared to all the other dungeon items that you tend to find, that being the big key, the map, and everything else, I find the compass to be the least worthwhile. Sure, you get to learn the locations of the chests, but at the same rate, that's not exactly all that necessary to know, if that makes sense. Because, like, at least for how I tend to play these games, knowing where the chests are doesn't really help me. I have a big habit of getting lost. So, if anything, the item that I prefer to seek out the quickest is the map. If I don't have the map, then I start to struggle. I start to get annoyed, and it leads to a lot of frustration. I mean, eventually I could flow through it, but not exactly. Meanwhile, if I have the compass, my morale is just shot. Because all the compass tends to do is show you where a chest is, and that's not necessarily handy information. Because, for all intents and purposes, a chest may as well contain 20 rupees as much as it contains, say, an actually important item. To me, it's not worth it. Yeah, I can't exactly get over there. And that's a one-way trip. Interesting. Thank you, health. Speaking of, I don't have the key. How do I not have the key? Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to go looking. Okay, that's a chest I'm missing. But I don't think I can access that specific door from this specific room. I'm gonna have to do some looping. To here. There's a switch down there. Well, before I address that. Cap out on health, apparently. And get my key. Okay. I guess that switch temporarily stops the ball machine? Before our castle was built, people lived behind by a series of 5 gates controlled by the captains of old. Upon the threat of war, each of them would open their respective gate to allow refugees inside. Okay. And what exactly does that mean? I'm a little perplexed by this puzzle. I'm more than perplexed by this puzzle. Weird. I still don't exactly understand it. Like, something to do with maybe having a certain number of the, Actually, no, wait. I think I understand it. It's like, you had to have all of the, appropriate switches activate in such a way that you could continue pushing around balls, but that's a little... While it's a cool idea, I feel like the execution was a little bit hard to understand. I could barely understand whether what I was doing was right or not, if that makes sense. Ow. Yeah, great, I'm almost out of HP. Actually, I should probably read up on these two. Too worn to make out. Winnoa spent her whole life in the company of suffering and death. When she finally sheathed her sword and began to walk the path of peace, the world would not permit it. She died at the failed peace talks in the kingdom of Osea with a halberd lodged firmly between her ribs. Ew. Gross. And here I am on critical health. Ugh. Can I finally get some health? Oh, thank you. Mind you, I'm still effectively at a heart and a quarter, but it's still something. Okay, now full heart. And because of this perspective, it's a little tricky to see where enemies get hurt. Okay, so I hit the thing at the end of that. That was 3 flames activated. There has to be 2 more. Now the question is, where? Because I have the distinct feeling that in order to get past this specific door, I need to I need to light 5 flames. And that will give me the big key, which will give me the dungeon item, which will get me out of here. So to that end, I guess the next path that I haven't explored yet would be this one. Full of anti-fairies. Oh, this is a treacherous road. Good. Good. Nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. Which in turn takes me here. The area beyond has fallen into poor condition. Any soldiers carrying additional weight should be mindful of weakened floor areas. Good to know. So, in other words, don't go lugging pots around. Pretty standard. Where the hell? Sir Renji. After his promotion to the tombs, he did much to improve the security. Besides traps and blockades, he added a room with statues to draw attention away from the real switch. Draw attention away from the real switch. That sounds like something I should remember. Zant. One of the prestigious guardians of the royal tombs, eventually given the nickname Heavy Zant for falling through a nearby floor under the added weight of his armor. Psst. Okay. And in here... Silver Rupee. Okay. Actually, hold on. Save. And I'm vaguely curious. Because right here is the place I could fall through. Will this crash the game? No, it will not. I think that says Cinemesian? Daughter of Remus, timid most of the time, but a true demon in combat. Jonin. Guarded the gates of the kingdom for years after the passing of Sinuasian. In the end, he was forced to retire by taking by apparently getting married. Yeah, didn't you know? Take an arrow to the knee actually means settle down, have a wife and kids. Double toasty. I don't have a key for that. That's a problem. Time to get a key for that. To which... Not here. Oh... Butts. So that means there's something I can do in this room up here, right? Potentially go up the steps. That requires a doomerang. That requires fire rod. Or lantern, either. But I have fire rod, so there's no real need to ever use the lantern again. Lit. And what do we have here? The map, which is obsolete. In a strange twist of fate, the map is actually obsolete, because I pretty much explored 80 to 90% of the dungeon. Here's the fourth flame, by the look of it. Unreadable, unreadable. Let's assume all of these are unreadable. Although they did mention a hidden switch, so that's gotten me curious. There may be something in that room that I'm missing, and I'll just have to come back to it. Alternatively, there's a switch right there, which activates a chest, which gives me a small key. Good. That settles one burning quandary, and it also puts me back up here. So now I should be able to access the, thinger, right? This. Which in turn lets me activate the fourth flame. Don't look at me. For as far as I know, that was the last one. They must be doing something by now, somewhere. Maybe look near the entrance. Good boy. That takes care of you. And you. Good. Look near the entrance, he said. Well, in that case, the best thing I could do is port there. And lo and behold, there's a doorway. Let's pull out the good book. Nah, you can live, Skelly. You can live. I wasn't expecting that to work, but okay! I guess that's how that's gonna work. Whatevs. At least I'm fully stocked. Rude. Oh, there's a lot of you. Oh my. I guess this is an infinite spawn of them until I can get to that switch. Good to know. That looks to be a locked door. So now to find a key for it. To which... I could just kill a Skelly or two. Voila. Simple problems require simple solutions. That's a lot of pits. Oh no. This is a restock area for a mid-boss of some type. Oh. Perfect opportunity. Keep it in a bottle. Now I have a bottled fairy. Excellent. Because bottled fairy is going to be very, very handy. In the case that I die, I could use that to revive and pretend like my death never happened. Excuse me. I get the feeling that was supposed to, like, push a brick, but evidently, I guess not? Oh, well. Excuse me? So you're the one who's been trespassing in this sacred place. I expected you to be taller. Leave now. I'm the guardian here, and I will not permit you to venture any further. Van Mol. You have a mace ball. Okay. Evidently, I can't hit you with that, so... Donkey in the face with sword it is. Easy. Admirable. Truly admirable. Your sword is still weak, but your conviction is all the more fierce. I've spent years protecting that which matters most for me, and I see a similar motivation in your eyes. If it helps your cause, I permit you to explore just a little further. But be warned. Above all else, it is my sworn duty to protect the late King Brahim. Venture that far, and I shall be forced to strike you down. If... I wasn't planning on touching King Brahim unless he had, like, I don't know, a ring or something that I might want. Just a thought. But on the bright side, we get the big key! And with that, I think it's about time we, ported back to the entrance to open some chests. What do you say? Though I'm not exactly sure what the big chest in question here might contain, because we've had to use a lot of different items in order to make progress within this dungeon, including but not limited to a fire rod slash lantern, a boomerang, and not once have we had to use whatever the dungeon item is. And we're already at the stage where we're on the final rush to the boss. So what could this be? Boots. Using S. And they just dash you in a direction. Good to know. Well then. Strange choice of power-up, but okay, whatever. Pegasus boots are very useful, so credit where it's due. It's good that I have that item now. Yeah. That's a problem in 3/4. At that. Getting into the habit of saving repeatedly. Because I don't want to lose all my progress. Like the last time. Yes, I'm still residually salty about that. Excuse me? There better be a key here. Oh, you son of a gun. I need an additional key. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my... Well, I think I know where we're headed next, aren't we? Yep, I think we're headed there next. Because it's not like we have anywhere else to go. And by all intents and purposes and flavors of the word, we have technically gotten stronger. Okay. Guess that works. I thought I was gonna need a bow, but I'm glad that worked. Otherwise, I would have been stuck. It is nice. It is a good addition, though, that the Pegasus boots are a separate button. I think standard Link to the Past did that too, but even still, good idea. Alright, give me that last chest. Finally. And now to deal with the, last of these. Full health, an extra fairy on top of that. I think I'm set. Donalto, Secondary gatekeeper under Brahim is slain by Iago as he turned to warn his fellow knights of the danger that had come to their doorsteps. Wow, you're strong. Very strong. Unreadable. Folk, the last caught stealing out of poverty, he was brought before Brahim. The king saw potential in the boy and offered a second chance as an enlisted man. He was eternally grateful for this. In the end, it was Folk who stayed behind as the last guardian for our now abandoned kingdom. I need another key on top of this? I mean, there's an obvious thing right here. But I can't seem to break in. I also can't interact with this specific statue. There we go. That's a lot of fairy. Probably to make sure that you're well-stocked for the boss. But that still doesn't address the elephant in the room. This door. Oh, wait. There's a key right here. Done. So many statues. Van Mol, the Strong. Even as king, he was widely known as strong and idealistic. Unfortunately, his was the rule to be plagued by season upon season of bad weather, nearly breaking the kingdom. After that, he gave up the crown to his brother and swore to instead protect the people as head of the Royal Knights. How valiant. What the... Of course. Young one, I truly hoped you would have heeded my warning, to withdraw from exploring too far inside. Beyond that door rests my liege, the Honorable Lord Brahim, along with our last remaining national treasure. None are permitted to enter. Hear my plead, comrades. Stand by my side once more as I fulfill my oath. Okay, so that's a nice bit of lore to actually give the Armos Knights a form of purpose. Interesting. This is a nice take on the Armos Knight boss. And the field is constantly shifting too, so that's really cool. Dead. He fought valiantly, but at the end of the day, Link must win. My soul rests now. I gave it all that was left to give. Although, perhaps you will permit me a rematch. When we meet again in the afterlife, I would have liked to meet you when I was still alive and in my prime. Now I kinda feel like a dick for taking this. Like, I actually feel like a dick. I'm King Brahim. You dare steal from me in my final resting chamber? Return me my ring, you foul thief. Your hand is shaking. Your face tells the conflict with just giving up. There is more to this, isn't there? You don't seem scared of my appearance. Perhaps it is because of the little companion that's with you. What? You could see me? Yes. Scary. If my presence cannot scare you into giving up, then let me instead appeal to your sense of a greater good. Long before my time, 4 knights of ours went on a quest and found the ring of Eurus you are now holding. It is cursed, bringing disaster based upon the wielder's desire. The men decided to seal its magic and hide it. My brother and I found the ring here years ago and attempted to use it for the good of our people. At that time, we nearly destroyed our entire kingdom. Taking the ring with you will surely break the seal again. Do you understand? There's one more thing. Putting the ring on for far too long will attach your spirit to the item. My brother and I found that out the hard way. Never put it on. You will be forced to go on like us. Neither living nor dead. Knowing this, do you still want the ring? Since you have no choice in the matter. Very well then. I'm too old to stop you anyway. Just remember that bringing the ring back here should reset what might happen. When you achieve your goals, please return it back to us. Okay. What happened to them? Do you think that the same might have happened to me when I died? I don't remember too much from when I became like this. Could be. More pressingly, though, let's go shopping. Because we've got a lot of funds to our name. And you can't spell fun without money. Wait, scratch that, reverse it. That's a bow. The quiver with it seems like it can hold a fair amount of extra arrows. Take a shield. And buy the empty bottle. You are completely out of goods, my good man. Yeah, completely. Good to know. And considering what I've got... and the dungeons that I've yet to conquer... yeah, let's head back to Link's house for a moment. Because right here... no! No secret! Damn it, I was expecting something to be there. Because I need the ability to swim. Without the ability to swim, I can't expect to make much progress, if any, in the next dungeon. Oh, I just need to tap it once. Good to know. Because normally, you would have to hold it down for a second. That's a good addition. I still can't access the door. I did see some pits around here. Oh, and also a Pole's voice. Anytime a Pole's voice is ever in a game. Why is that not in here? Normally in A Link to the Past, you could play the flute around a Pole's voice and kill it instantly. Peculiar. Also peculiar. These pits just exist. Okay then, whatever. I don't have a duck shot for that, so nothing I can do there. There has to be something I can do now. Well, with all the items that I've got currently. I wonder if I could cross the sand with the boots. Answer, potentially.